we go. Maybe. There we go. Hello. This one's gonna be real short because it's salad, which does not take very long to make historically for me. Um, I'm cooking all of the foods from Stardew Valley. I put rules on it for myself for fun. Rule number one, gotta use all of the ingredients listed in the game. Rule two, I can add any other ingredients as long as they're not available in the game. Number three, as much as possible, create the recipes myself. Number four, as much as possible, use local and or foraged ingredients. Goal of one fancy ingredient per recipe. We got that. Five, as much as possible, take inspiration from the in-game images and descriptions. Six, as much as possible, try to make them actually tasty, even if they're not necessarily pitched as it. This rule is about carb surprise. And seven, have fun. Um, I'm making salad. Literally the last one of these I did like a few days ago. I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna do salad like in the spring because I don't know, and I'll have to figure out where I can forage dandelions that won't just be like sprayed with pesticides because like I don't really know where exactly that would be around me. Um, I have a firm belief that complaining solves all problems. That wasn't really complaining. That was sort of more musing, I would say. Um, but I think it's in a similar vein because this morning when I went to the farmer's market to try and get inspiration for what kinds of foods I should make myself for dinner this week, they had dandelion greens. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get those and use them to make a Stardew Valley salad. Let me read the in-game images and description. Not images. I can't read those out loud. Salad. A healthy garden salad. Ingredients. Leek, dandelion, vinegar. I should actually get out my vinegar. I got out my other ingredients. I didn't get out vinegar. I think I'm going to use apple cider vinegar. Why not? Um, yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to cook the leeks. I feel like maybe frying them up a little bit could be kind of yummy. But I feel like maybe the vibes of this salad is seems more like a normal salad that would not have a cooked component. I don't know. I'm gonna add lettuce because I feel like a garden salad implies lettuce to me. But also the dandelion greens are some sort of lettuce-like, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of lettuce. Um, and put the rest away and make myself another salad some other time in the next few days. Um, let's see. I will start by slicing up this leaf. Um, like I think probably, well, I guess like I do tend to do sort of like if I'm making a salad, my like go-to is lettuce, tomato, onion, croutons, um, cucumber if I have it, although sometimes I will forget to get that. Um, and I feel like raw leek can be sort of um, a raw onion vibe for a salad. Let's see. Let me taste a little bit of this and see what I feel in my heart. Raw baked chocolate tastes sort of oniony and garlicky, almost like leek serve. I think also an allium. Who would have guessed that? I'm also trying to figure out what else I want to eat for lunch besides just this salad, because I think it will be not a full meal style of filling. But that's something I can figure out off stream. I also need to figure out what to do with the rest of this leek and the other leek that I got because they come in things of two. Um, and I don't know that. Okay. Wash this lettuce. I'm also like looking at the picture trying to figure out there's like a little there's little red dots. I don't know what those could be. Um I was unable to think of any sort of salad topping red ingredients that are eligible here because it would be like tomato, can't do that, that's in Stardew. Or strawberry maybe, can't do that, that's in Stardew. Um so perhaps I will put like paprika in my salad dressing. I'm trying to figure out also what I want to add to that. I'm thinking like salt and vinegar. Can't do oil because it's not actually like a vinaigrette. I think it's the radish salad is the other salad, and that does have both oil and vinegar. So for that, I'll probably make like a vinaigrette. Um, all right, let's sprinkle leek on here. I may have cut too many slices of leek. That's fine. And then got my dandelion greens. Um, I've definitely like eaten dandelions like off the ground before, but never. Interesting. Okay, they're kind of bitter. And to be honest, when I've eaten dandelion greens just like off the ground before, I kind of assumed the bitterness was that like I was picking them off like golf courses and stuff, and that is not exactly an organic type way of doing it. So interesting to know that they are actually just like a bitter green. Um, what do I want to do with these? Probably will just kind of chop them up and add them to this salad. But I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to like, um, in any way. You know what? I'm going to sort of make the dressing. And I think sort of like putting some salt and vinegar or other spices and sort of like massaging it into them first might be good with the. Oh, I gotta refill my nutritional yeast. I got more nutritional yeast. Okay, we'll go pepper, obviously. Big fan of black pepper. I am planning on doing another one of these this week, probably on Wednesday, um, which will be crab cakes. Got some canned crab meat for that. Sorry, I looked over. I realized that I don't have my little stream up on my phone, so I needed to pull it up so that I could see your beautiful comment about also loving black pepper and chopping. Feel like just put my okay. Should give like a fork to mix with that. Um, paprika. Let's do that also. To be a little red flex. I also at the farmer's market got persimmons, and like I really don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I don't think I've ever had persimmons before, and I was like, I want to try those. Um, so probably I'm gonna try and look up some sort of fun recipe that uses those. Okay, dandelion greens, get in there. Yeah, yeah, beautiful and kind of very just sort of sit there for a minute while I think about if there's anything else I want to do. I do think like some level of sweetness might be good, but herb gremolata on top. Maybe I will just sort of add some dried herbs into this dressing after I take the dandelion greens out. Basil actually feels fitting here. Maybe some mustard. Do we think ground mustard and or just putting some brown mustard in? I think or Dijon. What mustard? Probably Dijon. That feels more like it would go with dandelion greens to me. Um, persimmons are great. Yeah, I'm excited to try them. Maybe I will just eat one on this. Okay, that's probably good. Dandelion greens, get on the salad, and then I'm going to turn this. Um, this is a big bowl of salad, which I'm into. Um, my other thing that I'll do if I'm like making a salad that like is my lunch is I'll usually put fresh mozzarella and smoked salmon on it, but I knew I would not be able to do that um, for this on account of the cheese and fish being and salmon specifically being ineligible ingredients. Um, Mix up this mustard into this. There's some recipe I make that has you do like a Dijon lemon salad dressing for the little like side salad. I think it might be when I make kale cakes. I like just made kale cakes, and I don't think I put mustard in them, and I don't really remember if that's just because I am familiar with that recipe and didn't really like use it one to one, or if I'm thinking of a different recipe that I usually. Oh, I feel like that does call for Dijon mustard in it, and I think I just forgot to add it. Wow, that's really embarrassing. Um, throw some more wheat on top just because I covered it all up. Let me taste this. It's pretty mustardy. I need to add basil. Forgot about that. Probably not gonna be ground mustard. I feel like that's not necessary. Did not pick and wash my own dandelion greens. They had them at the farmer's market this morning, which is why I was like, oh, I'll make this. The last one of these I did, I was like talking about how I was thinking I would probably have to like I don't know where you would even buy those. So I'll probably have to go just like pick some, and I'll have to figure out more in the spring when and where I can find them. Oh boy, is my computer dying? That's really embarrassing. Yeah, my computer is dying. Well, you know what? I feel like this dressing is like pretty good. So I'm gonna put it on here and then on stream. If I can get all of it out on here. Um, my terrible secret is that possibly after I try this, I might cheat a little bit and add some tomato because I feel like that could be like a nice texture and flavor and sweetness. Um, but we'll see. What persimmon would be good on this? Hold on. Am I maybe so genus? Remains to be seen. Let's find out. Okay, I'm just gonna cut the top off and scoop out the insides because I have heard that that's a way to eat this. Actually, just kidding, because if I put it on this salad, I'm gonna have to kind of it's very difficult to cut directly through the stem. Um, should have maybe removed that. Okay, let me like cut a little piece off and try this. See what I think of it and see if I think it would go well. So genus, maybe even kingdom is really good, actually. That's a fantastic thing to say. I do think this would actually go quite well. And it is like a little bit, it's like sweet. Um, so I'm gonna cut some little bits of persimmon up, sprinkle that on here, and that will be my salad because persimmons not in Stardew Valley. Are cucumbers in Stardew? I can't remember. I can't remember if they're like in a recent update or if they're just like not in it. Um, and like little bits here. And this is also fitting because there are also like little yellow bits on top in the picture, which I assume are the dandelion flowers, but I don't have those. Really good. That's half a persimmon. All right, here's my beautiful Cardi Valley salad. Um, it is lettuce and leek and dandelion greens and persimmon and mustard vinegar. Just trying to get the dressing mixed in there so that I'm not just like eating all of it in my like little taste test, but also that I can get so that I think that's 100 dandelion greens. Lettuce, success. Leek, success. Dandelion, success. Persimmon, get on there. Come on, there we go. Wahoo! all mixed together. The bitterness is definitely like less strong. It kind of comes in at the end. Um, I do think probably if I'm gonna like use dandelion greens in the future, I'll probably like sort of pickle them maybe in like a sweet brine because I think that'll be good to kind of balance out the bitterness a little bit. But like, I feel like I did a pretty good job of kind of balancing things out here. Cool. I'm gonna go eat this so that I'm not particularly hungry, and then I can be really slow about figuring out what else I'm gonna eat for lunch. Cool. All right. Bye.